Okay, so I get this list of questions all the time, and I've been meaning to shoot a video just because it saves me like 30 minutes on the phone. Um, so if you're seeing this video, it's probably because you asked me or you started asking me this list of questions. I want to get the simple answers out of the way. And then if you have follow-ups, we can certainly, excuse me, address those individually on a call. So, do you lend to first-time flippers? Yes. Do you pull a credit report? Depending on the program you qualify for, meaning what you tell us your FICO is, you may fall into the soft pull category, or you may pull or fall into the hard pull category. We would talk about that when you submitted your deal. Is there a certain amount of money you need to see my bank account? We have some no bank statement programs, but generally speaking, I want to know that you've got the cash to close based on the terms we give you, along with some extra to get the rehab started, make a couple payments, that kind of thing. So there's no like hard set rule, but if you're going to embark on this journey of rehabbing homes and you don't already have capital partners lined up, you should have, a amount of money in the bank account to one, uh, complete the cash to close, whatever you're quoted at, to get the rehab started because you're going to probably pay some contractors some down payments, and then you should have some left over to live, um, make payments, that kind of thing. Do you require down payment? Depends. You'll figure out what your leverage is once you submit a deal. We do, for experienced investors, offer 100% financing, but that's for experienced investors. What's your interest rate? Depends on the deal. Generally, our loans are between 10 and 12% interest only with no prepayment penalties. How many points do you charge? Depends on the size of the loan. Larger loans are between 1 and 2 points. Smaller loans are higher just because we still have to have a floor pricing on deals. So if you bring me a $50,000 loan, don't expect the points, the percent of the loan amount to be the same as if you brought me a $150,000 loan amount. What happens if you extend beyond the initial term? So I don't really know who's developing these questions, but that's very specific to the loan documents themselves. And obviously, like terms are negotiable. If you get to the end and you need an extension, that's negotiable. But anyone promising an upfront extension that would be granted is just lying to you. For instance, we sold a lot of our loans to a company called Peer Street, and they went bankrupt. So they're not extending loans, right? But no one would have seen that. So anyone kind of promising that is frankly lying to you if they promise you that up front. But most of the time, extensions are allowed, but typically they do cost. So just be mindful of that. Prepayment penalty, most of the programs do not have a prepayment penalty. That 100% financing program has a 3-month prepay on it, but it is what it is. How quickly can you close? So our process, the valuation takes, depending on if you need an appraisal or not, which again, you'll know with us up front if we need to order one. A lot of our programs do not require an appraisal. They are BPOs, and those are 3 to 5 days. But, most of the time I tell the borrower, as fast as you can get us docs, our turnaround time from your action is generally 24 to 48 hours. The valuation takes 3 to 5 days. Title work, depending on the title company and their workload, will take an upwards of a week, I've seen. So as far as like us, we don't have huge underwriting wait times. There's that. Do you lend based on ARV? Yes. 70 to 75% of the ARV is your max loan amount. Do you fund repair costs, closing costs, points, and interests? So repair costs, yes. Closing costs, in some cases, experienced investors. Points and interest, yes. In some cases, yes. We have deferred payment programs, deferred point programs. Those are all for experienced investors, though. If you want to talk about that, we can get into the nitty gritty of that. Renovation funds. If you're an experienced investor, we will advance up to 25% of the rehab budget. If you're not, we won't. Again, you'll know about that up front. Draw request fee. Depending on the program you qualify for, somewhere between $150 and $300. Monthly payments required. In most cases, you will be making monthly payments. You will know about that up front. If you're an experienced investor, we do have a deferred payment option. Yeah. Can you write me with a detailed list of all the costs? When you get a term sheet, question 16, that'll be on your term sheet. You need a scenario for that. to work. Do you charge a fee to start the loan process? No, I mean, you're going to pay for evaluation. Typically, if it's like an appraisal, you'll pay for that. And no, that's not refundable because that's a third party doing work for you. So if you don't close, I mean, someone did the work. Yeah, so no. Do we review estimates? No. So we don't review the estimates per se, but we will approve your rehab budget that you provide us. And we will make sure it makes sense for the scope of work you intend to get done and the ARV you intend to achieve. So we will approve the budget. We do not require work to be done by a licensed contractor unless the work is required to be done by a licensed contractor. Do you allow second lien? Some cases, yes. You would need to talk to me about that up front. I would have to approve the second note as well. What else should I know? Whatever you want to know. That's a very vague question for number 21. So whatever you want to know. Generally, our clients, we're about 80% referral based at this point. So we're doing something right. We're fast. We communicate well and often. And you'll never not know what's going on with your file. That's, can't say that for every lender out there, but we're pretty on top of things. So you should know that. Can you give me a few past customers? I'm happy to do that. I've been asked that before. I've got clients that are happy to get on a phone call with you. Just let me know, and I can get you someone in your market probably too, so they can give you some testimonial. But that is the list of questions. I get this list of questions often, and I figured it was just more efficient to shoot a video. Let me know if you have any questions. You can call me.